World Climate Action Summit. The Prime Minister, remember, is in Dubai and he is going to be addressing the summit soon. This event is being held alongside the United Nations Conference of the Parties known as Climate COP28. Now, as the Prime Minister arrived in Dubai for the event, the Prime Minister was accorded a grand welcome by the Indian diaspora. Chants of Modi Modi and Vande Matram filled the air. These are visuals of the group photo that was taken of the various leaders. Prime Minister Modi was received by UAE's Interior Minister and Deputy Prime Minister Sheikh Saif bin Zayed Al Nahyan at the airport. The Prime Minister is set to deliver 4 speeches and there are going to be 7 bilaterals as well. Rishabh is getting us more details. Rishabh, for the moment, we're getting those visuals of the group photo of all the leaders.
Well, definitely. The Conference of Parties 28 event has begun, where leaders from over 130 countries are participating. Remember, the major focus would be on climate financing, where India has always advocated that how the developing countries, which were not the part of the problem, is ready to be the part of solution, but they should be given and assisted with technology and finance to ensure that they do not bear the brunt of what the developed countries have done for years. Apart from that, what we are seeing on the screens right now are the visuals coming in from the group photo event, where all the leaders will come together. Remember, Prime Minister today would be speaking at 4 instances, starting from the opening session of the COP28, and there will be 7 bilaterals is what we are given to understand, but there will be informal meetings, and you can see how the Prime Minister is meeting various leaders from the globe and they are in an informal setup where the leaders are discussing. Remember, a lot of diplomacy happens over the informal setup meetings as well, and we have seen things being done at global stage during the informal setup, and that's the reason that this event also becomes very, very important, where informal pull-aside meetings do happen without much deliberation. So the leader-to-leader talks that are happening in Dubai is very, very important, given that India has become a vocal country which has been putting forward the interests of global South. Prime Minister speaking to the leaders from Italy, France, and other developed countries is definitely going to be very, very significant.
Right. Also, Rishabh, tell us about that interview that the Prime Minister gave, where he spoke about how the developing nations need to get finance and technology as well to deal with the issue.
Well, definitely. An interview given by Prime Minister. Prime Minister outlines a very clear picture of what India's importance is. Remember, earlier last year, Prime Minister was in UAE. He met the President and assured all cooperation from India, not only in how to organize the COP28, but also how to ensure that the outcomes of COP28 is fruitful. And that's the reason that India becomes such an important player when it comes to climate action. And in the interview, he very clearly said that we need to recognize that the developing countries who are not part of this problem are ready to be the part of the solution. Apart from that, he also underlines that how the climate financing is something that needs to be given to the developing countries, because if that doesn't happen, then the developing countries, while being part of the solution, will lag behind. So the technology and finance needs to be given.
All right.
The developing countries should be assisted.
Rishabh, thank you for getting us those details. We have some reactions of the Indian diaspora. This is how they responded after they met Prime Minister Modi.
मोदी जी यहाँ पे आए और हम लोगों को उन्होंने आके बोला कि आप पूना से है क्या, क्योंकि हम लोग इतना पगड़ी वगैरह पहन के आए थे उनके वेलकम के लिए। तो ये स्पेशली हम सब लोग महाराष्ट्र से हैं। हम लोग सब यहाँ दुबई में 20 साल से रह रहे हैं और हमें बहुत अच्छा लगा कि मोदी जी आए, उन्होंने हम सबसे हाथ मिलाया और ही इज़ अ ग्लोबल लीडर एंड हमें बहुत खुशी हुई उनसे मिलकर।
हम बहुत खुश है कि मोदी जी ने आके हमसे हाथ भी मिलाया और उन्होंने हमको पहचाना पगड़ी की वजह से।
मोदी जी को देख के हमको इतनी प्रसन्नता हुई है कि आज का दिन हम लोग हमारे ज़िंदगी में कभी भी भूल नहीं सकते। और मोदी जैसे जो लीडर है उनकी देश को नहीं पूरे जग को ज़रूरत है। और आज जो यहाँ वो आए हैं, हम तहे दिल से उनका स्वागत करते हैं, अभिनंदन करते हैं कि वो यहाँ यूएई में आ गए। 6ठी बार वो यहाँ आए हैं। तो हर घर मोदी, जय जय मोदी, मोदी मोदी।
With that, we're slipping into a very short break. News and updates will continue.